Into the Night, starring Rick Dees, will be seen later tonight on most of these ABC stations. Now stay tuned for the following special presentation. We are KLN, Krofft Late Night.
I lost a war that ended up costing me a fortune. I didn't know what to do, so I called County Bank.
He sounded very upset on the phone, so I asked him to explain the exact nature of his financial problem.
I lost 41 armored battalions, 1,600 tanks, the entire Air Force, and my car limit was only $500.
At County Bank, we understand little family emergencies, so I advanced him the $70 billion credit for new battalions, tanks, and Air Force right on the spot.
I was amazed, but it didn't help my problems at home. My people were turning against me. There were riots in Basra, demonstrations in Baghdad.
So we sent over some troops, had them arrested.
I never knew a bank could be so friendly.
We even replaced the statues the crowds had destroyed.
Such good people. How can I ever thank them? County Bank, we want to help.
ABC presents Krofft Late Night, spanning the four corners of the globe. KLN brings you the stories as they happen. News, sports, war, entertainment. KLN, your source for truth, justice, and the American way. Tonight, starring Leslie Nielsen and the Krofft Puppets. Our top stories and personalities include Sinead O'Connor, Bo Derek, and an exclusive news briefing by General Norman Schwarzkopf. Featuring Ann Bloom and Jeff Joseph.
Good evening. I'm Leslie Peters, and welcome to the inaugural broadcast of KLN, Krofft Late Night. This is my colleague, Jeff Forsythe.
Thank you, Leslie. Later on our telecast, I'll be hosting a very special segment featuring some of America's brightest stars.
I'll be looking forward to that, but right now, let's go to KLN correspondent Ann Carruthers with a live report on General Norman Schwarzkopf's latest news briefing.
I'm here at General Schwarzkopf's latest news briefing.
Excuse me, Ann, to make sure our audience knows exactly where you are at the latest news briefing of General Schwarzkopf. Is that right?
That's right, Leslie.
And is that clear to you, Jeff?
Yes, it was perfectly clear to me when Ann said it, even before you repeated it.
Good. But we'll get back to you later. Now, let's go to KLN's Ann Carruthers for a live report on General Schwarzkopf's latest news briefing.
Leslie, I'm here at General Schwarzkopf's latest news briefing, which is almost over. Let's listen in.
Until May or next June. All right, next question. You there, fire away.
General, now that the war is over, will we be aiding the Iraqi rebels?
That's political, Miss Carruthers, not tactical. One more question.
General Schwarzkopf.
Yes, sir.
Only in America.
Say again.
You are splendiferous and vociferous, persiflage in camouflage.
Cripple that and walk it by me slow.
My name is Don King, synonymous with autonomous. I can make you a mobile, global money machine.
Not interested.
How about this? Jibbity bibbit. L. Schwarzkopf's army boots with built-in nerve gas pump.
Afraid not.
Or the Schwarzburger, the mother of all hamburgers.
Nope.
Ticker tape parades, star-studded banquets, TV appearances.
Wait. Will I go on Carson?
Well, team me up with Deborah Norville. She's looking for work.
Carson, how about Carson?
Of course you'll go on Carson, but you'll have to sing your new hit song.
Sing my what?
From your new hit album, Baghdaddy Warbucks.
Give me 5.
Oh, hey!
I mean push-ups, mister, and get a haircut.
Do we have a deal?
Only in America.
President Bush has been getting the lion's share of media attention lately. But what about his predecessors? Ann Carruthers is here tonight with the answer to that question.
Our ex-presidents, what are they doing now?
And on the latter side, Willie Nelson and Nelson Mandela.
Leslie, I had a report on that.
On what?
Ex-presidents, what they're doing?
Oh, hey, that's terrific. Why don't you give it right now?
What a good idea. It's a human interest story of an executive kind. Old soldiers never die, or do they? KLN visited our 4 former presidents to find out the candid truth on how retirement is affecting them.
It's Lassie. Did I ever tell you that I dated her once? I think it was before I shot Kaiser Wilhelm. I'm not sure. Or was it Wolfman Jack?
Richard, is that an L or an I after the O?
You're using letters. This is Pictionary. That is cheating, Richard.
It's just a coincidence. They're lines. I can't help it if Jerry can't read between the lines.
Jerry never could read between the lines. I quit.
Well, I guess I'll just have to play alone. Let me see. I'll just draw something, see if I can guess it. Oh, I know. William Frawley. No, wait. Got it. The Hindenburg. Oh, I know now. It's Clara Bow.
The game is over, Ronnie.
Yeah, just like it is for us.
Oh, Mr. President, why so gloomy?
That's President Bush. He's gone from wimp to superhero in 2 years. What's wrong with this country? Enough to make you wish you were a communist.
Well, I think it's great that the country rallied behind its president.
Oh, sure. Now they won't need us anymore.
Yeah, would you feel so good if the president was Connie Chung?
Gee, is she winning the election? I better run out and vote for my vice president, Mike Dukakis.
Mr. Reagan, George Bush was your vice president.
Oh, I'm sorry. My memory's been a little foggy since my partner Gracie passed on.
I wish I'd never heard his name again.
You mean George Bush?
Shut up, you dunderhead. He had the audacity to do something good. Didn't he learn anything from us?
You're right, Richard. I mean, it wasn't easy running up double-digit inflation.
Or sleeping through noisy cabinet meetings.
Or signing my full name on Dick's pardon.
Mr. President, you mean to tell me that you did certain bad things so you could be remembered?
Well, sure. Look at Oliver North, Jessica Hahn, Dean, Halderman, Liddy. Sleaze, every one of them, and they made me proud to be an American.
You know, I'd love to be an American, too. How do I apply?
It's just not like you guys to give up.
Well, we tried to vent our feelings creatively.
Yeah, we made this hot rap video, but those vinyl-brained VJs wouldn't play it.
Well, I'd be glad to play it.
Annie, you are a woman with taste. Sorry. That'll be $29.95 plus postage and handling.
We here at KLN purchased that video. And now, for the first time on national TV, the new hot rap group, Run DC.
I'm Richard Nixon, and I did my best to cover up Watergate.
He opened Red China. What could be finer? But none of that seemed to rate.
Well, Reagan's my name, and my claim to fame was sleeping through the Contra hearings.
He got shot and laughed a lot, but that doesn't seem too endearing.
I'm Jerry Ford, and I pardon Nixon. I'm Jerry Ford, and I pardon Nixon. I'm Jerry Ford, and I pardon Nixon.
Shut up, Jerry.
The Watergate tapes made me a star, but Bush won the war, so I'll just wait in the car.
Can't beat the Bush, can't beat the Bush. Can't beat the Bush, can't beat the Bush.
In my heart, I have lusted, but Bush won the war, so I guess I'm busted.
Can't beat the Bush, can't beat the Bush. Can't beat the Bush, can't beat the Bush. My popularity is still a mystery, but Bush won the war, so he'll make history. Can't beat the Bush, can't beat the Bush. Can't beat the Bush, can't beat the Bush.
I'm Jerry Ford, and I pardon Nixon. I'm Jerry Ford, and I pardon Nixon. I'm Jerry Ford, and
Shut up, Jerry. Get him out of here.
I did pardon Nixon.
Dunderhead.
This is KLN. Krofft Late Night.
ABC presents Krofft Late Night. Brought to you by Isuzu. For features, styling, and price, there's no comparison.
You're watching KLN. Krofft Late Night.
There is one question on everyone's lips these days. Who is going to pay for the Gulf War? Part of that answer is being decided today in Hollywood.
This is the plaintiff, Saddam Hussein. He claims the defendant destroyed his entire Army, Navy, and Air Force for no good reason.
Just minding my own business.
He's suing for the maximum damages of $1,500. This is the defendant, George Bush. He claims the plaintiff provoked him by invading another country.
Oh, these frivolous quarter pals.
I'm Doug Llewellyn, and we're here today to settle the case of the irate Iraqi on Small Claims Court.
All rise for his honor. Judge Joseph P. Wapner presiding.
All right, be seated. I know you've been sworn in. I've read your complaint. Hussein versus Bush, 41 battalion, 1,600 tanks. What the hell is this?
Just a silly nuisance suit, Your Honor. Throw it out. Just throw it out. Don't keep it in. Throw it out.
This man is a Satan, Your Highness. He destroys my whole military just for spite.
Yeah, Mr. Hussein, are you aware this is a television small claims court?
It is the only court I've got left, Your Worship. I get kicked out of all the rest by Mr. 1,000 points of baloney here.
All right. Just present your case, Mr. Hussein.
Okay. A couple of kids in my Republican Guard, they drive into Kuwait City one night looking for a little fun. Next thing you know, he goes bananas.
They pillage. They plunder.
Oh, boys will be boys, you know? No reason to make a UN resolution out of it.
Now, do you have any witnesses to back up your case, Mr. Hussein?
Sure thing, Your Holiness. Oh, I got witnesses up the wazoo. Yes, sir. Now, this woman is from Kuwait. She will tell you in her own words what happened.
I am speaking of my own free will. General Hussein is a swell Joe in my book.
Yeah. Could we perhaps hear this testimony, Mr. Hussein, without a gun being pointed to her head?
Sure, if you think it makes a difference.
They pillage, they plunder, they loot, they kill women,
Your
they
Exaltedness,
stole my camels.
if I might have a little conference with the witness.
1,000 apologies, Your Lordship, but the poor woman is too upset to continue. All these hot
That's
studio
it.
lights.
I've had it enough. Decision for the defense. Case dismissed.
Well, there you have it. The judge sides with President Bush. Mr. Hussein, can we have a few comments from you, sir? Well, thank you very much for those comments, sir. There goes one very obviously irate Iraqi. President Bush, you obviously must be very happy with the judge's decision. If you'll just sign your check right here, sir.
Jiminy crickets. I got some dough out of this?
We just need to see 2 IDs, please.
Of course. I got my driver's license and American... Yeah, it's funny. I had them. And I was showing them to some school kids a while back. Those little scamps. No wonder I got a bill for 400 pairs of Nikes.
Well, listen, you can get the money from those kids right here on Small Claims Court.
I must have something here. Here's my adult video membership, my CIA card.
No, Mr. President, that says KGB.
Well, we play both ends against them. Oh, here they are, family pictures. Look, isn't this one cute here? Here's one, a little Danny nude on a bearskin rug.
How old is he here?
43. Weird guy. Just keeps having these pictures taken. Anyway, that's about all I have.
I don't know. What about this? This round impression here. My goodness, it looks like the presidential seal.
Oh, that's a trout lure. Trout lure. That's right, for fishing. Yeah, up in Maine. I don't really need the money. Give the money to the needy, rich people. Okay? Gotta run. Gotta go. Bye. Gotta go.
Thank you very much,
Bye.
Mr. President. Thank you, and that'll wrap it up for this case. I'm Doug Llewellyn, thanking you for joining us and reminding you, if you're involved in a dispute, even with the president, don't take the law into your own hands. You take them to court.
A milestone was reached in New York City today when, for the first time, the number of homeless people actually exceeded the number of people with homes. This means that people who have homes are now an official minority, which makes them eligible for federal aid. Now this.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah. Barb? I can't help but thinking that I forgot something back in Washington. Did you turn out the lights? Did you lock the White House doors?
Yes.
Just the neighbors to pick up the mail?
Yes, now relax.
Oh. Did you turn on the answering machine for that red phone thing we got back there?
Yes, now stop it. There's nothing to worry about, George.
Danny. We left Danny home.
Coming soon to a theater near you, Dan Quayle is Home Alone. The White House will never be the same.
His wife. Woof, woof. Ah! You heard me, General Schwarzkopf. In 1 hour, I'd like 600,000 troops, military ready, and on the express line at the A&P.
Yes, Dan Quayle is home, alone.
Bo Jackson said today that he was eager to sign with another baseball team, stating that he wanted to be the only player to be on the disabled list in 2 sports. Now to anchor Leslie Peters for Rock Talk.
Thank you, Ann. My guest is Sinead O'Connor, the controversial Grammy winner who refuses to sing at any concert where a national anthem is played. Good evening, Sinead.
Good evening, Leslie.
Our interview will begin right after this. Oh, say, can you say by the dawn's early light?
That's it. I'm out of here.
No, I'm sorry, just a little Anchor News humor. Well, but seriously, why is it that you don't like national anthems?
We are all one world, one family. I refuse to participate in the chauvinist propaganda.
What do you use up there, razor or nair? I'm sorry. I mean, we love to sing our national anthems. They make us feel strong and proud.
Exactly why I would like to replace these songs with one world anthem.
Do you wax it? I'm sorry. I mean, that would be quite a task, getting all those nations to agree to one song.
Not really. I've written a song which includes every nation under the sun.
Under the sun. Do you use copper tone? Well, can we hear it?
Well, sure. It's based on an old Irish ditty. America, America, Boberica, Bobana, Fana, Foferica, me, my, mo, America, America.
Now, that is very...
And every nation can sing its own song. China, China, Bobina, Bobana, Fana, Fofina, me, my, mo, mina, China.
Well,
The world song.
I wish we had time for all of the verses.
Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, Bobo Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, Bobana Fana for
Thank
Union
you.
of Soviet Socialist
That's
Republics.
it for Rock
Union
Talk.
of Soviet Socialist
I'm Leslie
Republics.
Peters.
Liechtenstein, Liechtenstein, Bo Bickenstein, Bobana Fana for Fickenstein, me, my.
We are KLN. Krofft Late Night. This is KLN. Krofft Late Night.
And now, a very proud moment for us here at KLN, an exclusive one-on-one copyright-protected interview with Saddam Hussein, his first since his dramatic defeat 28 days ago. Personally, I, yours truly, Leslie McGart Peters IV, couldn't be more honored by KLN's decision to allow me to conduct this exclusive, one-time only copyrighted interview with Saddam Hussein. And here we go now, live by satellite to the outside of the Iraqi leader's impregnably fortified bunker, the exact location of which has never been... Wait. The door is opening. This is a great moment in history, our exclusive copyrighted interview with...
Dan Rather. That's Dan Rather.
No. That's Tariq Aziz, Saddam.
No, that's Dan Rather, and that's Tom Brokaw, pretty sure of that. Ted Koppel with videotape. Sam Donaldson. Phil Donahue and Geraldo.
Oh, wait a minute. I see our problem. I said this was Hussein's bunker. Actually, this is right outside the Washington Press Club.
No, sir, Bob. That's Saddam Hussein's bunker. That is Mr. Deerdorf, Frank Gifford.
Frank Gifford? Frank Gifford? What the hell's he doing there?
Pizza delivery guy, Barbara Walters, I believe.
Shut up. Oh, Mr. President Hussein.
No, that's all. I'm through for the day.
Mr. Hussein, I am Leslie Peters from KLN.
Oh, CNN?
KLN. Now, what is your reaction to the civil Tune in again tomorrow for our exclusive copyrighted interview, Part 2.
Recently, General Manuel Noriega's key prosecution witness died in a supposed traffic accident. A message from the National Safety Council: if you think, don't drive.
Bending to popular pressure, the Emir of Kuwait said today he is now considering a democratic system which would, quote, allow all male Kuwaitis to vote on which members of my family will run the country. This just handed to me. It's a piece of paper with the words urgent bulletin written on it. And now to my colleague Jeff Forsyth with a KLN special presentation.
Thanks, Leslie, and welcome to What the Hell Is He Talking About? Our celebrity panelists today are Cher, former President Richard Nixon, and Jack Nicholson.
How did I get stuck with this bunch of airheads?
You made 2 Jakes, Bean Brain, remember?
Our celebrities will be playing for their favorite charities today, the Children's Fund, the Wildlife Fund, and the Dreyfus Fund. The Dreyfus Fund?
Pays me 8% and tax-free, too.
Okay, gang, it's time to play, so let's start with Cher. Pick a category, Cher.
Jeff, I'll take Hollywood movies for $300.
Great choice, Cher. So let's play What the Hell Is He Talking About?
Oh, hi, Arsenio. Woof, woof.
Mr. President.
Yes.
Your topic is Hollywood movies.
Oh, you know, I was in those, wasn't I? Well, anyway, I remember I was at Warner Brothers, or it might have been the Kremlin. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, as I was doing this picture with that little guy, what's his name?
Jackie Cooper.
No, he's a real little, tiny guy. Married that dame. Or was it a Great Dane with the long blonde hair? Or did she have legs?
Veronica Lake.
No, I think it was an afro. You know, just like Nancy's. Anyway, we were making this picture about, you know, I was dressed in one of those things, you know, with the hat like...
Cowboy.
Detective.
Cheap 2-bit actor.
No, I was carrying one of those things that was, you know what they call,
Policeman.
Gangster.
Cheap 2-bit actor.
No, let me think. It was a brown thing with a tie that I had a title.
Uniform, soldier, Hellcats of the Navy.
Is right for $300. And you pick the next category, Mr. President.
Well, I'm going to go with my strong suit, Jeff.
It wouldn't smell so strong if you got it cleaned once in a while.
Bite one, Laker breath. International politics for $600.
International politics it is. Okay, panel, for $600. What the hell is he talking about?
Now, I remember this one time I was in a foreign country. Or was it a planet? Anyway, it started with a C.
Canada.
Cambodia.
Kansas.
No, it had that little guy running the country.
Jackie Cooper.
No. Oh, I remember now. It was Chairman Mao when I opened up China.
I opened up China, you blithering fool.
Oh, that's right, Dick. Now I recall. The little guy was Alan Ladd, and we were eating in a Chinese restaurant. And then I was talking to this guy with, you know, the spot on his head.
Gorbachev.
No, it was the waiter. It was a very dirty restaurant. See, some gook dropped off the ceiling, hit him smack dab in the head.
The subject is international politics, Mr. President. Oh, but I'm sorry, we're thankfully out of time. Good night from everyone on What the Hell Is He Talking About?
New from KLN Toys, Iraqi Joe. Yes, you too can have your own Gulf War with Iraqi Joe. His bendable body allows him to surrender in any position. And he comes with his very own white flag. And when the bombing starts, he can get in his own Iraqi fighter jet that won't take off. Not only will Iraqi Joe refuse to fight, when captured with his special lips, he will kiss your American GI. Iraqi Joe, hiding in a store near you. Burned out bunker and destroyed tank sold separately. You're watching KLN. Krofft Late Night.
And now, over to you, Jeff.
Thank you, Leslie. 12-step
You're
programs.
welcome.
Excuse me?
You said thank you. I said you're welcome.
Oh, that's very courteous of you. 12-step
My
program.
pleasure. And may I say that's a beautiful jacket that you're wearing.
Thank you. 12-step programs are becoming...
You're welcome.
12-step programs are 12-step programs are becoming
Excuse
more...
me, Jeff. I think you're getting a little hung up on the 12-step programs. Why don't we let Ann read this?
Oh, thank you, Leslie. 12-step programs are becoming more popular every day in areas from smoking and overeating to gambling and kleptomania. But we discovered one of the most unusual new programs and sent out a camera crew for this report.
Come on, Fidel. But I like being a glorious leader. Dictator, Fidel. Word is dictator. Get out of denial. Besides, giving up the despotic rule is in thing now. All the biggies are doing it. Couldn't I just cut back a little, release a few prisoners, hold a token unanimous election? Shh, shh. It's time for first speaker.
Hello, I'm Idi Amin, and I'm a recovering dictator.
Hi, Idi.
For years, I was a ruthless tyrant, butchering thousands, filling my Swiss bank accounts. But then one day I asked myself as I'm fleeing the country, Idi, are you really happy? And so I come here. Now my heart is filled with the milk of human kindness, with love and generosity for my...
I think they get the picture, Edie.
Silence, or I chop off your head! Oh, purge these wicked thoughts! I should be shot. I should be disemboweled and made into stew. I think I still have the recipe for that someplace. Where is that recipe?
Thanks for sharing, Edie. Thanks a lot. Hello, I'm Mikhail, and I'm a recovering dictator.
Hi, Mikhail.
You know, once I was packing off ballerinas to the gulag, but now I see the light. Perestroika and human rights. Nobel Prize and $1 million book deal, eh? Anyway, thank you. Okay, go.
No. Hello, my name is Fidel, and I am a I am a fearless champion of the downtrodden masses. No. Handsome and beloved leader of the glorious revolution. Fierce despoiler of capitalism and the Wall Street running dogs.
Excuse me, is this Crooks Anonymous?
No, that's next door.
The KLN news team are more than just a news team. They're family. They work together. They play together. And one day, they will be buried together. The KLN news team are more than a team. They're family, even in the hereafter. And now, let's go to Talkback with our resident KLN psychologist, Dr. Karen Feeding.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Karen Feeding, and I'm so glad you're out there tonight. If you're feeling low and need some help or support, please call in, won't you? Hello out there.
Dr. Feeding?
Yes, first name only caller, please.
Just call me Marilyn.
Marilyn?
This isn't about me anyway. It's about a close friend who's trying to save a relationship.
I see. And this friend is...
He's about to be dumped, Karen.
All right, Marilyn. Now, about this friend of yours.
Well, he's never really been highly thought of. And now his boss, whose approval rating is going through the roof, is leaving me behind. And I think there's someone else.
Can you hold the line, please? We have another caller.
Dr. Feeding? Dr. Karen Feeding?
Yes, you're on the line.
Love your show there, Car. Also recognize the voice of that there Marilyn anywhere.
Wait a minute, is this President Bush?
Sure is. First time caller.
Then if you're the president and you're his boss, Marilyn must be...
Gotcha, Dan.
I hate you, Mr. President.
Well, now we're getting somewhere. Be honest, Mr. President. Is it true you're thinking of dumping Dan Quayle?
Not so. Not so at all. We'll admit it, though. Always had a soft spot for a man in a uniform.
See? What'd I tell you?
Well, let's talk about this, Dan. Have you told the president how much you've been hurting lately?
Oh, he doesn't care about me. Always running off with his macho pals on Air Force One without taking me.
But, Danny, every time we do, you keep saying, are we there yet?
And what about this dream ticket I keep hearing about? Bush and Schwarzkopf, or Colin Powell, or Tom Kelly. The vice president's always the last to know.
I'm hearing a lot of pain in Danny's voice, Mr. President. How will you respond to this?
My heart goes out to him, yeah.
Well, it sounds like you really care for him.
Well, when it was good, it was great.
Then you're staying together?
Well, I'm willing if he is.
And Mr. President.
Danny, read my lips. No Schwarzkopf, no Powell.
No Wolfman Jack?
That's Wolfman Blitzer, but no.
Yay!
Nicely done, Mr. President. I noticed, however, that you didn't rule out Richard Cheney.
Or Pat Buchanan. Or yourself, little lady. How about it?
You and me running mates, Mr. President? Thanks anyway.
You sleep on it.
I will. If you're having a problem with someone who's close to you, I'm Karen Feeding. Be good to yourself.
Later tonight on Open Forum, Henry Kissinger, former Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, and William F. Buckley Jr. discuss Oliver Stone's The Doors.
That was Oliver Stone's, dear Morrison, not the Jimbo that I knew.
Nor I. But it's much more difficult for me to tell with his clothes on.
But Mr. Stone definitely captured the 60s. The Whiskey A Go-Go was exactly as I remembered it. God, I miss Janice.
That's later tonight on Open Forum.
We are KLN. This is KLN. Krofft Late Night.
In the arts today, Shirley MacLaine released her very first book entitled Fit for a Previous Life. Now let's go to my colleague Sam Donaldson for his continuing series, People Behind the Scenes.
Hello. This evening on People Behind the News, we have the brother of our own anchorman, Leslie Peters. Please welcome Colonel Dan Peters, the President's military attaché, sometimes known as the man with the nuclear football.
Thank you, Mr. Donaldson.
And that's the football there.
Yes, with this device, the President has all of the secret codes and communications, everything that he needs to conduct a full-scale thermonuclear war.
Now, let's suppose a war was to break out. Could you perhaps show us how this unit works?
Well, now, on this screen, the President can follow all of the missile activity, be in touch with SAG and NORAD and the Kremlin, and then call up all of the launch codes by pressing this button. And then, God forbid, by pressing this button, launch them all.
Well, that seems extremely dangerous, Colonel.
No, I can cancel it quite easily by pressing this button.
So why do they call it the football?
Well, I'm not sure, really. Maybe it was because the case is made out of leather, or the Kennedys. They played a great deal of football. Maybe that's what they
Is anything wrong, Colonel?
No. Routine.
And just how long after a war starts do people have to prepare?
20 minutes.
That wouldn't leave much time to get to the shelters, would it? Are you sure nothing's wrong, Colonel?
No, this is just a glitch in the system. Nothing more than that. You know, these computers, you have to iron out the bugs. Helen, get the kids and catch a plane. I don't care anywhere. What? Don't worry about the frequent flyer mileage. Just get going.
What's that? What do you say? What?
That's nothing. Nothing. That's the hotline to the Kremlin.
Hello, this is George Bush. In case of the nuclear war, please leave your name and number.
Yet. Oh, no. Nothing, Mr. Gorbachev. You know how these computers are.
Colonel Peters, is it possible you're not telling us something? Come on, answer the question.
Everything is just peachy.
Your helicopter's ready.
Well, gee whiz, look at the time. I've got to run.
That's up close and personal. For People Behind the News, I'm Sam Donaldson. Good night.
A new nationwide poll today revealed that President Bush received a whopping 94% approval rating. What political pundits say is an unstoppable mandate.
I could be president for 6 more years, Barb.
You're a hero, George. Soon they'll build statues and monuments in your honor.
A hero. Monuments, statues, in my honor. Just want to thank each and every one of you, the Egyptians, and all you Arabs out there. You know who you are, you knuckleheads. Now get out of here. It's a big honor. That right, Dan?
Yes, sir. And I love being Vice Sphinx.
In order to change its image, the Los Angeles Police Department has ordered the entire force to watch the Rodney King video. Before showing the tape, the department insisted on adding a laugh track. This just in. A horrible accident at the KLN newsroom maims 5. More later. And now to you, Jeff.
Later tonight on Person to Person, I'll be at home with Ted Koppel, taking you behind the scenes of the Koppel household.
Missed you today, honey.
I've missed you too, Ted.
Why don't I tell our affiliates we'll be running a little late tonight?
In Gulf News today, it's been reported that the damage done by the oil spills to the environment has now reached emergency proportions. Authorities say it may be decades before the wildlife recovers.
Damage. Big deal. What are they going to do about it?
Redbird, this is Nighthawk. Do you copy, over? Roger, Nighthawk. I'm on your tail. Yeah, Nighthawk, this is Raven. What are you calling this mission, over? Desert Storm, Raven. Yeah, we're looking for a little collateral damage to this environmental criminal. I'll show you a smart bomb. Watch this.
Oh, boy, what a stupid dream.
Redbird, this is Nighthawk. We have acquisition of target and bombs away.
You're watching KLN. Krofft Late Night.
The state of California introduced a new referendum that would make English its official language. In order for the bill to pass, it must be translated into Spanish so the voters can read it. This just in. Dear Leslie, after 25 years of marriage, I'm leaving you. More on that later. And now, a great KLN moment. Last week, I interviewed war correspondent Peter Arnett. Here are some of the highlights. Peter, all of us here at KLN are glad to have you back alive and well.
It feels terrific to be here, Leslie.
You look great.
Well, I could use a shave, as you can imagine. My plane was late, you know.
My interview with Peter can be seen in its entirety tomorrow evening on Newsline.
Cher told the press today that she'd like to have another baby. She explained, my boyfriend needs someone his own age to play with.
A new finding on the effects of coffee has been released today. Apparently, after further study, it has been discovered that laboratory mice did not die from the caffeine. It turned out that the half and half was sour. And now KLN joins David Brinkley's firing squad.
Good evening. My subject, the Democratic candidate in 1992. My comment? But seriously, gentlemen, now who's going to volunteer to run against Bush in 1992? Come on. We need a volunteer. How about you? Hey, wait a minute. Don't look at me. Come on, your country needs you. Somebody's got to run.
I'm Dukakis. Al Gore.
I'm Jackson, too. America's gonna knock us.
Don't look at me. I'm through.
When Bush runs for re-election in 1992.
The Democratic Party
just can't get a break. By the time George Bush is finished,
we'll be attended awake.
Got the Democratic blues. We won't get a single vote. Cause the way that Bush is going, we'll be jumping off of Gary Hart's boat.
Gary Hart said he'd try it, but he's still on that rice diet.
Kennedy's always a bet, but his chances are all wet.
4 more years, George Bush in 92. We got the no chance of winning Democratic blues.
My fellow Democrats.
Mayor Dinkins of New York today found a unique solution to the homeless problem. He took them off the street and put them in the cast of Les Miserables. New evidence in the form of videotape surfaced today in the Zsa Zsa Gabor versus Beverly Hills Police Force case. So let's roll that tape. And now it's time for a gentle reminder from our government about paying your taxes.
Yeah, be sure to see if your local bank is still solvent.
If they had to close it, your tax check will bounce, and they need the money to pay the bank regulators.
Who've done such a great job for you.
Hey, you, move that light over there. Hurry up. Are we rolling? Wrap your return in sealed plastic to prevent damage by widespread toxic waste in our air, land, and water.